Daniel believed he had finally outsmarted the system when he moved his savings into a high-interest account offering 4.5%. It felt like a smart upgrade. While others earned almost nothing, he was earning much more. He relaxed, thinking the problem was solved. But what he didn't realize was that the real game had just begun. At the same time, his colleague Sophia kept her savings in a regular bank account. She had about $20,000 sitting there, quietly. After one full year, she earned only a small amount in interest. It looked normal to her. She thought that was just how saving money worked in the real world. But here's something most people never stop to think about. While Sophia earned very little, her bank was busy using her money to make much more. The bank didn't just keep her cash safe, it used it actively. And the difference between what she earned and what they earned is where the story gets interesting. Now, think about this carefully. Sophia followed all the advice she had ever been given. Save money, keep it safe, and avoid risk. She did everything right. Every month, she saw a tiny interest payment come in. It felt like progress. It felt responsible. But in reality, she was missing a bigger picture. Her account was paying less than 1% annually. That means on $20,000, she earned only a few dollars each month. Not enough to notice, not enough to grow wealth. But the bank wasn't earning that same tiny amount. They were using her money in ways she never imagined. The moment Sophia deposited her money, it stopped being idle. The bank immediately put it to work, not for her benefit, but for theirs. They lend that money out to other people at much higher interest rates. This is the basic way banks operate, and it happens every single day. Here's where things get surprising. Banks might pay you less than 1%, but they lend your money out at rates of 5, 10, or even 20%. The difference between what they pay you and what they earn is their profit, and that profit comes directly from your deposited money. Imagine this simple example. Sophia earns about $70 in a year, but the bank could be making hundreds from the same money. It's the same $20,000, just used differently. One person gets crumbs, the other gets the full meal, and most people never question why this happens. But here's the part most people miss. Banks don't just lend money for one purpose. They use it in many ways. Credit cards, for example, often have very high interest rates. That means if your money supports those loans, the bank is making huge returns compared to what they pay you. Now think about car loans. Many people borrow money to buy vehicles and they pay interest over time. That interest adds up. The bank earns steady income from these loans. And guess where that money originally came from? Deposits just like Sophia's sitting quietly in savings accounts. Mortgages are another example. People borrow large amounts to buy homes. The bank collects interest for years. Again, the source of that money is deposits. Your savings help fund these loans, yet you only receive a tiny fraction of the earnings generated from your own money. Here's something even more surprising. Banks also invest in government-backed securities. These are considered very safe investments. They earn steady returns. And yes, they use customer deposits for this too. The bank earns more while you receive only a small share of that income. So when you think your money is just sitting in your account, it's not. It's moving, it's working, it's generating profit, just not for you. The bank acts as a middleman, and like any middleman, it takes a large cut for itself before giving you anything. Now let's return to Daniel. He believed he had finally fixed the problem by choosing a better account. And in some ways, he did. He earned much more than Sophia. But here's the question he never asked. Where is that extra interest actually coming from? The answer is simple. His bank is doing the same thing, lending, investing, and earning more than they pay him. The only difference is that they share a slightly bigger portion of the profit, but it's still just a portion. The system itself has not changed. Now think about this carefully. If the bank is using your money to earn higher returns, why not learn to do the same thing yourself? Why let someone else control your money and take a large share of the profits when you could keep more for yourself? This is where many people start to feel uncomfortable because it challenges everything they've been taught. Banks feel safe, familiar, easy, But comfort doesn't always equal efficiency, and sometimes the easiest option is not the smartest one for long-term growth. Another thing to consider is taxes. The interest you earn in a savings account is taxed like regular income. That means a portion of what you earn goes to taxes. So even if the interest rate looks good, your actual take-home amount is lower than expected. Now imagine earning $900 in interest. After taxes, you might only keep around $650. That's a big difference. And most people don't factor this in when comparing options. They focus on the headline number, not what they actually keep at the end. But here's a better question. What if there were ways to earn similar returns with better tax treatment? Options where you keep more of what you earn. Options that cut out the middleman. This is where smarter money strategies begin to take shape. Some investors choose to buy short-term government securities directly. These are considered very safe, and in many cases, they offer tax advantages. Instead of going through a bank, you interact more directly with the source of the returns. Now think about how powerful that is. Instead of earning a small portion through a bank, you earn closer to the full amount. The difference might seem small at first, but over time, it adds up significantly. That's how small changes lead to big financial improvements. Another option is using investment platforms to access similar opportunities. These platforms allow you to buy financial products directly. You're no longer just a saver, you become an active participant. And that shift in mindset changes everything about how your money grows. But here's something important to understand. This is not about taking huge risks. It's about understanding where your money goes and making smarter decisions. It's about awareness. Once you see how the system works, you can choose how to participate in it. Now ask yourself this question. Is your money working hard for you, or is it working harder for someone else? Most people never stop to think about this. They focus on saving, but not on how their savings are being used. This is why financial education matters so much. Not just saving money, but understanding money, knowing the difference between storing wealth and growing wealth, and recognizing when you're leaving opportunities on the table without even realizing it. Here's the truth. Banks are not your enemy. They provide useful services, but they are businesses. Their goal is to make profit, and they do that by using your money effectively. The question is whether you are doing the same. Many people stay in low-interest accounts simply because it feels safe. But safety should not come at the cost of lost opportunity. There are ways to stay safe while also earning better returns. It just requires a little more understanding and effort. Start by identifying your idle money. This is money that sits in your account for long periods, emergency funds, savings, or money waiting for future use. This is the money that can be optimized without affecting your daily spending. Once you identify it, you can explore better options. You don't need to move everything at once. Small steps are fine. The goal is to improve gradually. Over time, these small changes can make a huge difference in your financial life. Now imagine earning a few $100s more each year from the same money, without working extra hours, without taking big risks, just by changing where your money sits. That's the power of smart financial decisions. And here's the surprising part. Most people never do this. Not because it's difficult, but because they don't know it exists. Awareness is the first step. Once you know your options, you can start making better choices. Think about your current habits. Where does your money go? Where does it stay? And what is it doing while it's there? These are simple questions, but they can reveal powerful insights about your financial situation. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. You don't need to become a financial expert overnight. Just start learning, start questioning, and start making small adjustments. That's how real change begins. Remember Sophia and Daniel? One followed traditional advice, the other made an improvement. But neither fully understood the system, and that's where most people are today, somewhere between awareness and action. The next step is yours. Will you stay where you are, or will you explore better options? The difference might not seem huge today, but over time, it can change your entire financial future. Because money is not just about how much you earn, it's about how well you manage what you already have. And small improvements in management can lead to big results over the long term. So don't just save money. Learn how it works, learn where it goes, and learn how to make it work better for you. That's the real key to building wealth. And here's a final thought. The system is not hidden, it's just not explained clearly. Once you understand it, you start seeing opportunities everywhere. Now think about this. If you had known all of this earlier, would you have made different choices? Most people would say yes, and that's exactly why learning this now is so important. Because the sooner you understand, the sooner you can improve, and the sooner your money starts working better for you instead of someone else. Your financial journey will not change in one day, and not as completely normal. Real change begins the moment you start asking better questions about your money. Instead of just saving, you begin to think deeper. You start to understand how your money moves, grows, and works even when you are not paying attention. Now, think about this carefully. The most powerful question you can ask yourself is simple but very important. Is my money truly working for me, or is it working harder for someone else? Many people avoid this question because the answer can be uncomfortable, but facing it is the first step towards real improvement. If your honest answer is no, then that is not a failure. It is actually a great starting point. It means you are now aware, and awareness gives you power. From this moment, you can begin to make small, smart changes that will improve your financial situation step by step over time. Every single dollar you have carries potential. It can sit quietly and do nothing, or it can be placed in a position where it grows steadily. The choice is always yours. And once you understand this, you stop treating money as something to just store and start treating it as a tool. The real difference between average money habits and smart money habits is not luck or income level. It comes down to knowledge and action. People who grow their money simply understand how it works and take steps to use it better. That is something anyone can learn with time. So the next step is simple. Take what you have learned here and begin applying it gradually. You do not need to make big changes overnight. Even small adjustments in where your money stays or how it is used can create noticeable improvements over time if you stay consistent. It is also important to remember that you do not need to rush this process. Many people make mistakes because they try to do too much too quickly. Instead, focus on steady progress. Learn one step at a time, apply it, and build confidence as you move forward on your financial journey. Consistency is the real secret that most people overlook. Small gains may not look impressive at first, but when repeated over months and years, they grow into something meaningful. This is how wealth is built quietly, not through sudden luck, but through repeated smart decisions over time. And here's something powerful to think about. Once you start seeing results, even small ones, your mindset begins to change. You become more aware of opportunities, you make better decisions naturally, and slowly your relationship with money becomes stronger and more intentional. That's when real transformation begins, not just in your bank account, but in how you think. You stop reacting and start planning. You stop guessing and start understanding. And not shift alone can put you far ahead of most people who never take the time to learn these things. When your money starts working for you, everything feels different. You are no longer depending only on your effort or time. Your money begins to support you, even in small ways at first. And over time, those small contributions grow into something much more significant. But here's the reality. Most people never reach this stage, not because it's impossible, but because they never take the first step. They stay comfortable with what they know, even if it's not giving them the best results, and that's where many opportunities are lost. The good news is that you are now in a different position. You have seen what many people never notice. You understand that there are better options available, and not awareness gives you an advantage. What you do with that advantage is what will shape your future. So now the decision is in your hands. You can continue with the same habits, or you can begin making small improvements. There's no pressure to be perfect. The goal is simply to move in a better direction, one step at a time, with clear understanding. Take a moment and ask yourself honestly, what is the next small action I can take after this? It could be learning more, moving a portion of your savings, or simply paying closer attention to how your money is being used. Every small action counts. Give yourself time to think about it carefully. Good financial decisions aren't rushed, they are made with understanding and patience. The more you learn and observe, the more confident you become in the choices you make with your money. Because in the end, your future is shaped by the decisions you make today. Not just big decisions, but small, consistent ones. And once you take control of how your money works, you take a major step towards building a stronger and more secure financial future.